Good evening and welcome everyone again to the official coverage of Asrnz's 2023 GT4 Race of Champions, brought to you again by SJS, ABC Tech, GoBro Racing, FHM, and this week Sim Black. I'm Davo. Once again, I'm joined by a couple of Asrnz legends, virtually right beside me, either side here. I have Farmer and JB. Welcome aboard again tonight, guys. How you doing?
Good, thanks, Davo. Yes, welcome. Welcome, viewers. And John Boy, welcome, bud.
Yeah, great to be here. And look, what do we know? It's a wet race tonight. I'm seeing some wet rain at Silverstone.
Yes, that's exactly right. We are at Silverstone, John. It is round 4 in the 2023 GT4 Race of Champions here at Asrnz. We are at Silverstone, and of course it is pouring with rain. We're in Asrnz, fittingly, being British and all. So, yeah, Asrnz in the rain at Silverstone. Well, what are we going to decipher from this, guys? I'm sure the track temps are awful, but we'll get into that a little bit. But let's just have a quick look at the points. So points are as, yes, John.
Yeah, like look, we are into round 4, so we're over the halfway mark now in the 7-week championship, and no surprises. Glenn Dewar at the top on 180 points. He's clean swept Suzuka, Watkins Glen, and Nürburg. Big. Hey, who can stop Glenn? Mitchie Campbell not far behind in second. Nick McIntyre 157 points. Dave 0 in fourth. Jeff Burst on 150 in fifth. Kenny Simpson, Lucas Saar, Brad Robinson, Mike King, and Riley and Phil Turner taking the top 10 on both 100 points, only 80 points behind Glenn. So still a lot to play there. And further down the field, we got Bobby Laycock, Mark Mudgway, who's missing tonight, Stephen Milling, welcome back, Aaron Enright, Vaughan Martin, Philip Davidson, Jared Dawson, Sam Carson, welcome back, Carson as well, and Warren Powell. So that's the top 20 drivers in the field so far. But
yeah, nice.
Silverstone, who can stop Glenn?
Who can stop Glenn? Yeah, and just look at that points board at the moment. Yeah, like you're saying, we're nearly halfway there. Like after this race, we will be officially halfway through the series. But look at that, just that gold bar across the top. He has won everything up until now, until the final race at Nürburgring. Different challenge on the plate, obviously, tonight with such a wet race here at Silverstone. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. The boys are out in qualifying at the moment. Let's get some vision.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the field. There, Dave, I think the 776 car will be the first one across the line. Vaughan getting out nice and early. Like you say, Gleno, he was strong in practice.
Oh, absolutely.
Can anyone take it to him?
Can anybody take it to him? Look, we've got a couple of healthy contenders here that he still needs to look out for. One of them being Mitch Campbell, the other being Dave 0. We've also got Nick McIntyre that's just lurking in third position on the board there. But tonight, I think we've got Shane Fronado, and not probably, obviously going to make any difference in his championship, but tonight's race could make a big difference on where he lands at the end of the night. So
yeah, it's great to see Shane back. Shane has got great pace. Yep. We've seen in the past from Shane. So yeah, awesome. He could mix it right up there, like you say.
Absolutely. Yeah, just sort of that maybe just might find that chink in the armour with old Glenn Dewar. So, yeah, nice work. Vaughan Martin over the line with a 2:18. Mate, it is pouring down here, guys. How are these guys going to go? What times are we really expecting from the top guys here, guys?
Yeah, times Look,
Sure.
I think
Dave
218s were a target time in kind of wet conditions. If it gets a little bit drier, they can get down even to the 216s. So
Yep.
I'd expect we saw Glenn Dewar in the early practice session. He was good second clear then the rest. So
We're watching
look,
the board changing all the time here.
Yeah,
Kenny's,
very quickly.
Shiny at the top at the moment. Caso also
Yep.
in there.
Yeah, Kenny doing really well. Had a little whispering in my ear during the week that Kenny might shine here tonight. Just checking out Nick McIndoe. Got Glenn Dewar out on track in the Cadbury car.
heaps of pressure on these guys on these one-lap qualifying sessions too. I mean, it's hard enough when it's dry, let alone wet.
Oh, for sure,
It doesn't take much to just, go off, exploit those track limits, and your lap will be wiped. So.
Cactus, yeah. It's just easy to make a meal of it. We just also see Brendan Rolfe back in tonight, and just popped himself up into fifth position on the board there. So nice work from Brendan there.
Shane and Jeffro about to come across the line.
Yep.
Then we've got Gleno in behind, so a couple of three.
Yep, so Shane Faraday in the all-black Aston tonight, into 10th, burst, closely following.
Jeffro should be able to put it up somewhere. P3
for Jeffro.
P3
for Jeffro. Mitch Campbell still on track. We also have Glenn Dewar and Nick McIndoe. Now, these guys are the top three in the championship at the moment.
Gleno to the top. Yeah.
Gleno to the top. Yeah, to be
Here comes Mitchie.
Here comes Mitch.
Slick, so...
Remembering these two guys, Mitchie and Nick McIndoe,
these are P2 and 3, aren't they?
in the championship, so...
Yeah,
Mitch
Mitch behind Kenny. Oh, yeah, and McIndoe down in 5th. So there you go. So Kenny Simpson holds that second position there, guys. And also Sam Carson in 4th position. So let's just decipher that one, guys.
Well, look at Kenny Simpson. That is outstanding for him to put that on the front row. And your whisper was true to its word. Yeah.
For sure.
He certainly put himself right there.
Yeah. I mean, these wet conditions, maybe just that leveling, leveling the playing field a little bit for some of these other guys. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, great stuff. Outstanding qualifying from Kenny. Slick, Jeffro, all your usual suspects there. Shane, I might have thought he was doing a bit better, but I don't think he's actually practiced, if at all.
Well, that's going to hurt you every time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Nah, good turnout there.
Yeah, so for the viewers that are just tuned in, we'll give them a little bit of an update about the race that these boys will be expecting tonight. It's a 35-minute race. There is no compulsory pit stop. However, if the conditions do change, they may go in and grab a set of slicks if the track does dry out.
Yep.
So a long lap, they will go and cycle up for a full lap here, long 2-minute, out lap in the wet there, before they do a formation rolling start for the race. Turn 1, plenty of action there, as always, when the grid's packed together tight. But in the wet, that adds another extra element, doesn't it? Because we've got to talk about the spray that these cars are gonna be experiencing for some of these drivers.
Whiteout, yeah, the vision in front of, or the lack of, should I say, in front of them is epic when it's such a tightly bunched field like this. Very wet. Like you said, there is a chance of a pit stop if it does dry out, but oh God, look at the moment, like we're just spectating it here from the comms box, but at the moment it looks like it's pouring down. It doesn't look like there's any indication of it letting up. It'll be interesting to see how this race pans out. No doubt there'll be plenty of action. That's what we like to see.
Nice to see all the cars carrying over their liveries from last week in the Nürburgring. The BMWs really tough on the brakes there, but these Asrnz I've heard a lot better under braking. A very nice car, even though it's wet, it's still a pretty decent car to pedal around here. So yeah, and nice for us commentators here to see the guys' liveries, you know, carrying through, and also the viewers that have tuned in each week to identify their favourite drivers.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, good to see Sam just sliding that thing into fourth there in behind Mitch Campbell. See the boys busily trying to get a bit of temper to these tyres. Have they really got any luck? Really? Is it worth it,
really
guys?
Worth it anything, yeah.
I mean, I just saw Kenny nearly throw the bloody thing off the track there before. You know, like, it's hardly worth it, isn't it?
One thing we didn't actually mention too much about is normally these guys are limited to 3 tyre sets in a weekend. So they have to manage them through that practice session, the qualifying session, the 2 qualies and the 2 races. So tonight when they're, they're unlimited sets of wet, so it's plenty of tyres for them to be out, and we saw them all practicing quite a lot tonight. No worries with tyre sets tonight.
No.
No worries with tyre sets. How about the tyre wear, John? What's our right to left combination on corners there, mate? Have you got that on the stats there?
Yeah, this is one of the longest circuits actually, Silverstone. It's huge, nearly 6 kilometres long. Actually 5.89 British Grand Prix back in 1978, but 18 turns, 10 to the right, 8 to the left. Huge, famous names here. Okay. Wellington Straight, Maggots and Beckett's. You know, the Hanger Straight, Chapel Curve, Stowe, Club. It's steeped in history, Silverstone.
Absolutely.
And to give you an idea, what we see their lap times at the end, about a 2:17 in the wet. A Formula One car, the lap record held by Lewis Hamilton here.
Oh, here we go.
A 1:27.
Wow.
So nearly a minute quicker in the drive, a Formula One car than these GT4 cars around here. And that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. These guys far from that Formula One time here tonight in the GT4.
Probably far from the talent as well.
Oh, yes, most definitely. And like John just mentioned, tonight tyres aren't an issue. It's an exception when it's a wet round. As many tyres as they like. It doesn't really give them any advantage with the extra tyres. It just allows them to be able to basically, like, if it does dry out, can't really see that coming. But
in 15 minutes, it looks like the rain is letting off, so these tyres will cycle and they can balloon up a bit. We want them up around that 30 psi, but look at them, they're forming up now.
So yes, these boys do definitely talk about a wet track and a wet dry track. What have we got now? We definitely have a wet track. The boys are forming up as they come around that final hairpin onto the front straight. We are here at Silverstone, like we've mentioned, in the Asrnz, in the pouring round for round 4 in the Asrnz 2023 GT4 Race of Champions. Brought to you by SJS, ABC Tech, GoBro Racing, FHM, and this week Sim Black. We're just about to go green. Glenn Dewar, Kenny Simpson, side by side on the front row. Mitch Campbell, Sam Carson, McIndoe, Jeff Burst, Vaughan Martin, Steve Milling. It's on.
It's a touch up at the back.
We got a touch up at the back.
Unfortunate. We called it before. Turn 1 was going to be a hell of a scene off the start.
The boys seem to get themselves together. Everybody just trying to find their feet. Glenn Dewar taking advantage of the clean air. Just getting that gap. Getting some distance between him and the melee that's about to ensue behind him. McIndoe right amongst it. in behind Sam Carson.
Jeez, and the timing screen's going around the bend
as always.
at the moment, and we just had B-Dog there briefly in front. We do know Glenn is leading the race.
So, yeah, McIndoe, it's equalised a little bit now in 5th. Jeff Burst in 6th. Vaughan Martin, Aaron N, Lucas, Dave Zero rounding out the top 10. Right behind is Mike King, Riley Price, Phil Turner. Riley Price and Phil Turner. Bobby Laycock, actually, I think it was. No, Bobby Laycock just coming up behind. Shane Fodado might have got tangled up in that early new guy, Frank. I won't even try and pronounce your last name, Frank. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Asrnz. In 6th, Steve Melling in 17th. So Steve Melling gone way, Brendan Rolfe way back as well. So we missed something at the front there. Farmer called it. Tough stuff at the back as we see Glenn Dewar run across the line, leading the pack after lap 1. What a hectic lap.
Hectic lag, yeah.
Mate, to be expected in these sort of conditions. Kenny Simpson, Mitch Campbell and Sam Carson, and it is on, Lee, just in that little group of cars behind Gleno. They're probably from Sam back. He's got Nick McIndoe and Jeff Burst now, 2 formidable drivers. Also, we've got Vaughan Martin and Aaron Enright just behind that.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
Great little bunch there. Gleno's starting to clear out a little bit straight off after the opening lap, but yeah, good little battle, like you say, second through to about 8th position here.
Yeah. Yeah, so early stages, clearly second lap. Also got Mike King and Shane Fodado really close. Shane back from a bit of a sabbatical, so good to see Shane back in the seat.
Easy to think that car was Mudgie's too, with the all black theme on it, but
for sure.
This is missing.
So
yeah,
Mitch Campbell, Kenny Simpson is probably something to look at just at the moment. Just in behind Glenn Dewar. Now he's stretched a little bit. Not like we'd see him on a dry track though. And still everyone in fairly close proximity, and still anyone can make a mistake here. Conditions considered. Oh, Mitch Campbell just putting loads of pressure on Kenny. And we've also got Lucas Dave Zero.
Yeah, Dave
Zero round the
Very
inside.
close.
Looks like that is
Riley
Price.
Yeah, nice.
Takes advantage of that.
So that
Lucas
was Dave and Riley getting through on Lucas.
And that's
Shane's
what I know. Yep, so that is ramping up. Lucas losing 2 positions just with that little bit of understeer. Like I said, the conditions at the moment, you can have that little slight mistake, be so wide, bam, 2, 3 positions.
Oh, Shane's in there too.
Shane's having a look. So close stuff there. That is currently
Very
for
tight.
12th, 11th and 12th.
Very tight at the front as well, but sort of status quo, but they've definitely bunched up a bit up there.
So Kenny Simpson, Mitch Campbell.
Kenny's got all the work to do, hasn't he, with that?
He does.
Yeah, he had such a great qualifying session. Don't want to say he out-qualified himself, but look at the bottleneck behind him. It's ramping up. And,
what was it called last week? The cork in the bottle. It's like, he does look like he might be struggling there just as he gets it. Like, all I've heard this week is about tyre temperatures. Trying to get the pressures and the temperatures up so that they work properly at Silverstone in these conditions. So, and you know, the slightest variation in it can really mean a second or not, you know. So as we see that field bunch behind Kenny now, who's that? Mitch Campbell, Sam Carson, Nick McIndoe. The spray,
yeah.
We've got to get back to Dave Zero, Riley Price.
Oh, I was just checking out the Shane's just making a move. thick on Lucas Saar there.
So
Yes.
Lucas under attack. Now the two boys that got in front of him there earlier run away. Saint Frodo.
Shane's just managed to slip
He's
through
managed to
there.
slip through there. Yep.
Yeah.
Mike King hot on
Okay.
Lucas's heels. But yeah, to Sam Carson,
Mitch
McIndoe, Mitch Campbell.
He is all over the back of Kenny there.
So although Glenn Dewar's checked out fastest car at this stage, 1:17, the cars behind are still running 1:17's a McIndoe car, 1:17.2, so he's right at the same pace. But obviously you can see him, he's in that train of cars and he just can't get out of it.
These two have been side by side, still in it, it's on for P2.
Yeah, so Mitch looked like he
Here
went
we
deep
go.
there into the left and
Mitch ends up in front. That took about 4 or 5
it seemed
turns.
like it did.
Yes.
So nice work from the boys there. Kenny finally capitulating. Unfortunately, Mitch too strong, too hot. Couldn't hold him back, but look at that gaggle of cars behind him. It ensures the battle.
Kenny.
Kenny got a bit of a wobble there.
Here he goes. He's
Gonna
runnable
lose
now.
momentum on that run, yep. He's vulnerable. Look at McIndoe tucked up on the back of Sam Carson. He's looking to truck and trailer him, isn't he?
Yeah, he needs to push him through a little bit, doesn't he?
Hanging straight, they're down at the moment. This is Stowe.
Kenny leaving space. He doesn't want to leave too much. He's going to get into this left. It's a left-hander coming up after this, but he's lost one at least. McIndoe has to yield.
Yeah, and great work by Kenny to just lose the one there. He was very vulnerable.
Oh, he was.
And coming through as well, so.
Could have easily lost another position to McIndoe there.
Look
Without
at
a
Jeff
doubt.
Hurst now. He's joining the party. They're all lining up now behind Nick. There's a ton of them.
Oh, look at Nick. Woo! Speaking of looking at Nick, we're lining up sideways. Great catch there from
So, that's so sideways. Jeff just sneaks on through. So Nick will be dirty about that. You know, he won't be happy with himself there.
Great bit of car control by Slick.
Yeah,
to save that.
work. Nice work.
Although the track is wet, that rain is decreasing. It's got a minus symbol up on the little radar there.
It doesn't look like it from
who was
here.
that?
Just
Yeah.
an Enron car, just straight ahead there.
Straight ahead there, it's actually Dave Zero and Riley Price is coming up behind that,
Yeah,
that
too, yeah.
Enright battle. Riley applying a bit of pressure to Dave. Dave not rattled by it at all and just carrying on. Head, eyes forward as usual from Dave. It's Mitch Campbell. Sam
Yeah.
Carson now in
Just
front.
keeping an eye on that, David, because Kenny's gone with these guys now. I think
No.
maybe now that he's following, he's managed to stay with
Well,
them.
Carson's got past him as well, so
Yeah, but they don't seem to be pulling away. I was sort of thinking maybe.
still looks a little bit offline to me.
As
Though
he
Farmer,
goes off, as he
like,
lets me down, like
Yeah.
he was right there a second couple of corners ago. Now he's going to get overtaken by Jeff
and
first.
versus
Well,
all
you know,
over it.
Come on, Kenny.
Jeff's going to have to go the long way around here, though, but
Oh, he's certainly
this is
thinking
the way
about
to
it.
go, and he is
He's-
thinking about it, you're
yeah,
right.
He's thinking he's going to go wide, though, isn't he?
Is Jeff going to have the...
And
Breaking performance.
McIndoe all the while just sitting there just going, oh, when do I get my shot at it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's really interesting. We've seen a drive-through come up for Riley Price in 10th position now. So what that tells me is those track limits have been
Come into
exceeded
play
already.
immediately, yes.
Yep,
Okay.
because, so viewers, these guys get 3 cuts. They get 3 strikes, and then on that 4th cut, they will be given that drive-through. So
Yeah, for
hard
sure.
luck,
Now,
Riley.
hard luck for Riley. Now, he was pushing hard behind Dave, so yeah, really pushing those limits, trying to keep up or trying to pass Dave Zero. So, yeah, clearly pushing that a little bit too hard. So, yeah, bad luck there, Riley. We will Kenny Simpson still under attack, like full attack here. Now, who's lining up for it? Jeff Burrs. Kenny taking some evasive action. Mate, I was just looking for Burrs in the background. They're going, where's Burrs? Oh, there he is over there. So, yeah, hot on his...
I wonder for our viewers that have tuned in too. I can see we've got a good audience going there, and also like to shout out to Glenn Archer, a new guy who's shown a bit of interest in the sport, and it's good to see you tuning in, Glenn.
So Kenny Simpson at it. Carrying on, field has spread a little bit, just in the last lap and a half or so. The pressure's eased off a couple of the boys. One of them, who it hasn't eased off actually, is Lucas Saar. Lucas Saar still has Mike Key hot on his heel. Mike with a very pointy looking acid at the moment. Lucas just looks like he's been swamped a little bit. Since the start of the race, so Lucas dropped a little bit. Just trying to find that rhythm. Sorry, John.
I'm just picking up a bit of the data here from the weather and what's going on, and just noticed we're still 22 minutes of race time to go, but the track has just gone damp. So even though we can still see the rain falling, it's not classified as a wet track anymore. It's, I mean, it's still wet, isn't it? But
so you can whip it for your slicks, is that what you're saying, John?
It looks pretty bloody wet to me.
Not at all. It's definitely not slick operating. But as a driver, what you feel is these cars will start to their lap times will get better. But with that, they're going to use a lot more tyre, and then they'll start looking at their tyre pressures, and they'll start climbing. But that track
they've probably pumped them up for the wet, haven't they? So as the track does dry out, because the track temperature is still 33 degrees, so it's not a cold track as such.
No. That's interesting, that, isn't it? You know, like the ambient and the track temps are actually up. It's like a fairly balmy Silverstone.
It's a nice warm day at Silverstone. It just happens to be raining.
Yeah, but it just happens to be raining.
Oh my God, that sounds like it's muggy and humid and horrible.
Oh God.
There'll be fogged up windshields for some of these cars for sure.
So the battle ensues, should I say, Kenny Simpson with Burst and then McIndoe.
It seems to be the little pack, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can see a little less spray too out of the back of Simpson's car too, Farmer there. But yeah, close battle.
Now, noticing Riley still hasn't served that drive-through. That'll be hot. He'll only have a matter of time before, he's got to go on and get that sorted.
Oh, didn't he serve it? Okay.
Before he potentially will get disqualified. So whether or not he's picked up on that, I don't know. But,
true.
That message has not got through, and he's headed down.
Because most guys we normally would see them come in immediately, wouldn't they? The next lap and just get it cleared and carry on. So. There's always a question when they don't, is have they seen it? And like what happens if they don't and they don't serve it? Disqualification, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the timing splits, we've got Dave Zero really hounding Aaron Emright. That's one to watch, and also McIndoe now is giving Burst a hurry up too. He's that gap only 0.1, so. Getting up, Jeff, I think, is the cue from McIndoe, and Dave Zero also looking to get past Aaron Emright, but tricky in these conditions.
Oh, for sure. And Kenny has his time has equalised a little bit now, and he seems to be holding his own, because he definitely lost a couple of positions there with through Mitch Campbell and Sam Castle earlier in the race. So yeah, his lap times have equalised. He seems to be holding his own. That is Vaughan Martin in the background. We just see sort of having a bit of a wide line. Yeah, just behind that is Aaron Enright and Dave Zero, like you alluded to. Right behind that is Riley Price. Now, that's the car in question. Let's just have a look at Riley now. Now, he has not come into the pits again. Has he seen that? Look, he's only going to get a couple of laps. There we go. There you go.
Bang. Disqualified. Yep.
Oh, Riley.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate.
The game
didn't get through, yeah.
Yeah, it does pretty much tell you. I'm pretty sure your crew team reminds you. It does flash on the side of your screen, so.
Yep, for sure it does.
Unfortunate there that Riley hasn't picked up on that.
Yep.
Or maybe you thought you had one more lap to do it or something. You know?
For whatever reason, definitely unfortunate situation. And like these boys are saying, viewers, is, you know, like they've got clear warning. The two guys side by side for me are very clever racers here, so they know exactly what these guys are looking at. And as unfortunate as it is, you know, like he would have had some warning, wouldn't he, boys?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That data is on the screen, so you do know that you will have to serve that. And as we talked, you've heard me talk about the weather a bit tonight. That data is also available. So on the screen, you might see up in the top right of the stream there, you've got a little set of clouds and with rain. And what I'm seeing is that although the track's still wet, it was damp before it's gone wet. That rain is reducing, and I'm just seeing clouds. So it's looking like in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, the end of this race, this track could get dry, and that will be a problem for these guys on their tyres. So, well, not for Glenn, he can afford to probably back off there a bit, but it's on behind him, and that's something, you know, as a driver, you do monitor that, and
for sure. As we just see,
sorry, you may even see a dry line form, and if you are on those wet tyres and that time's counting down, you're not going to go into the pits to put slicks on. You're going to be trying to drive off the racing line. Standing water on the track, you see it in real life. Them searching for like cooler temperatures off the racing line to just keep bring the temperatures down.
Absolutely.
They're like marshmallows to drive on.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, we are only just over halfway. So these boys have got a long way to go still.
Well, yeah, that's great. We were just picking up on a replay there of the Jeff Burst car making a huge error there, allowing to get back in front of Jeff, which is where he was. It was a wee while ago
it was a wee while ago, yes. But
but finally he'll be happy to have that posse back.
Yeah, I don't think Nick's as hooked up as he'd like to be tonight. The car looks a little bit slippery on entry, and not ideal. Not ideal. He's trying to gather it right from the get-go.
Doesn't actually look like the boys are really starting to struggle just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more as we get into this now.
And I think that's to do with the track conditions here. The other thing is, welcome Franco, new guy, back in 17th there. We see the leader, Glenn Dewar, the car 34. He is slowly catching that 911 car of Frank, and that might be a blue flag coming up for him soon. And he's going to have a pack of cars lining up behind him too.
Yeah, so very fresh. Very fresh, Frank, we'll call you.
Frank will go away holding his head going, whoa, how much time do I have to find?
Baptism by fire for Frank.
A whole lap is how much you can have to find.
He's going to get, firstly, Glenn Dewar in a bright purple car, come up behind him and lap him on a wet track, but then there will be a gaggle of cars behind him that are going to want to get through. He will have to keep a close eye on his mirrors. And Gleno in the Cadbury car. Farmer, how far ahead is he currently?
Oh, Gleno. 7.8, is that? What have we got? No, 9-second
9
gap.
seconds, little over 9.
9-second gap, and what have we got? 15 to go. So, yeah, look at that. A game.
You going to the 18? You reckon the 18?
Oh, no, he won't quite get that far, Davo. No, he's probably get around. he'll probably get sort of the 15. I think maybe a high 15, I'm going to say, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, well, actually, we've had our turns at predictions. I think it's your turn this time, Davo.
No, he might not get that far ahead, actually. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, look, yeah, no, I'm too much. I'm not a betting man. Too much of a fence sitter. I'll just call it as it is, as it's going. But yeah, Glenn Dewar, little flash of the headlights, cleanly past Frank. These guys are all in communication with each other in a channel. These guys can communicate to each other, so I'm sure Glenn would have just given Frank a little bit of a heads up there. Just said, "Hey, come on, mate, I'm coming through. Check your mirrors."
And also, what Frank will see inside the car, I mean, apart from the obvious of blue flags, mate, marshal points, he has a blue LED light that will flash up as well to let him know when that car is close and that blue flag has to be obeyed.
Yeah, absolutely. As we just see the Jeff burst out, I mentioned that I didn't think the Mackinac car looked really hooked up. He looks like he is struggling so much at the moment, boys.
Look, they've allowed Vaughan now with a bit of a run.
Vaughan, all over it. Jeff off track. And that's the real grass, not the safety grass we were talking about earlier.
Real grass, yes, that's right. The safety grass.
I think the safety grass, the grass is safer than the real grass at the moment. But Vaughan Martin, giving all sorts of anguish to Jeff Rowe at the moment. Jeff, mirror full of Vaughan Martin at the moment.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Aaron Enright, Dave Zero as well, but yeah, this Jeff versus Vaughan Martin battle is on.
Oh yeah, like you say, that Dave Zero battle there, as he just gets
bit of a touchy with Shane Parado there.
Touch up with Shane there. Did he get a move done there? I'm not sure if that was a position or not. Dave chucking it in.
Let's have another quick look at that one. So yeah, Dave hot on the heels of Aaron Enright. Got Parado just coming up on
Shane
the outside.
Good look on the outside, yeah.
Yeah, just on the replay there. Shane just having a bit of a look at the outside. Just going, Dave, it's time to turn in. Right, about here. And they carry on nicely. But yeah, that battle ensures. I keep saying ensures tonight. It's like I've been on to Elliott all day. So. Anyway.
Well, your podium as it stands at this stage of the race, Glendure, Campbell and Carso, they're your top three. And all of those guys running in the 2:17s.
Yeah.
Glyn, actually, wow, his best is 2:16.2, so outstanding lap there. But, the time's actually going away now, the track staying damp.
Top job from Carso tonight. Oh, who's that? Oh, no, that's Frank off. That's Frank off the road with the boys through, I think.
Yeah, that angry pack you alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
To come through and Frank opting to just get out of the way.
Just getting well out of the way by the looks of it. And rightly so, as we see Vaughan Martin.
Was he searching for water there? Or?
He was well wide, wasn't he?
I thought he was going to go off into the field, actually.
It's the real grass, yeah.
Yeah, up to the east of the real grass.
So, yeah, some of these guys clearly suffering or potentially suffering from, temperature. Here he goes again. Oh, nearly clips the wall as he looks for that wet track. Just down the start, pretty straight. So
what that tells me is his tyre temperature, his starting pressures we're wrong there by a few psi. These guys are aiming for about 30 psi in the wet, and we know. The inside word was start with around 26 psi. So my guess, yep, too high. His tyres have overinflated.
Yeah.
And he needs him to cool down.
Yeah. So one pressure, one you know, like if you're just going 30 or you're going 29 can mean, or 31 can mean like a whole full second, can't it, at least, in your lap time?
Yeah, absolutely.
You kind of think most of them are in the same field trying to predict whether it would dry later in the race or continue to rain. And I just see you were talking about the little rain clouds there up on our graph earlier on, John, but it's potentially going to start to spittle a little bit more shortly before the end of the race. So, you know, you're always going to have a phase in a race like this somewhere where your tyres are either too cold, too hot. And every car's going to have something somewhere, aren't they, at some stage throughout the race?
Yeah,
we're going to be able to get a magic number on it.
That's right. Where one gets it wrong, the other's getting it right, and then it can quickly change and revert back the other way, can't it? So, yeah, exactly what you're talking about.
Back to Farmer 101, just don't look at the gauge.
Don't look at just drive it.
Drive the car.
Drive as hard as it'll let you. No, absolutely.
What's the wheel work like on some of these guys?
Oh, just look at it, Shane Fronado. He is working hard, and just a little bit I saw just previous. We'll go back there.
That's a good little battle, that actually, with Dave Zero and
Aaron. Oh yeah, it's on.
Just in front of him.
Fronado's already showed his intent. Just the lap 4 where he come up the side. And look at Dave's
showing the intent here, mate.
And turn 1. Oh my God.
Yeah, there we go. Just to let you know, I'm right here. Oh, and again.
Oh, he's right.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Hang on, it's not over yet. Dave's just letting Shane know as well as he goes side by side.
Yeah, I think
that it's not over just yet.
I think Dave might have just sort of got rattled a little bit there from the end right thingy there, and let's just see if we can get back to that.
It was interesting there.
That was. It looked like Enright sort of come across from Dave there a little bit, and just got a bit of a touch on the nose, and it was all happening. But just as they sort of picked up on it, it's Shane Fronado actually that just sort of got involved and went, yeah, I'll take a bit of that. I'm going in.
Yeah, well, Shane with the momentum, and he and he just kind of ended up there, didn't he? And interesting.
It almost looked like the car of Dave Zero thought about.
Here we go.
Maybe possible lifting for a redress there.
So Fronado and
not to.
Dave Zero have actually come together. Let's look at that.
Have we missed something?
So as always, what happens here with it's 6 minutes to go? We're under that 6 minute mark.
We're into that zone.
It ramps up. The balloon comes out.
Yes, there has been a little touch up there.
Yes.
I've just seen something come up on my screen which says slick tyre optimum. You know that?
Really? You wouldn't.
Really interesting.
Doesn't look like it to look at it as a spectator.
It looks wet, but so this is why these cars are wet.
Oh, for sure. 5 minutes to go, a little over 5 minutes to go, viewers. It's on. A little bit of biff and barge, a bit of elbows out in the back of the pack there, mid pack.
And it's still going on back there too.
Yeah, definitely Mike King. I think it's Mike King, Brendan, Rolf at it at the moment. Hot in battle, and look, Brendan Rolf just having a good old crack. Oh,
where'd he go? Oh, out there. Yep.
Yeah. It's still on though. Here we go. Down to the right-hander. Onto the final corner. A little bit slippy on the inside on the ripple strip.
And he wants to keep his car there, doesn't he? And
definitely.
Mike going, I don't want to borrow that. You can go through and go out there, and I'll just slip under you. and
head
on to Maggots and Beckett.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Mike ended up
back in front, back in
Beautiful,
front.
yeah.
The old,
Just carrying
the
the
old
momentum.
switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, and just shows that these guys starting to struggle. Maybe like John's alluded to, is with these tyre pressures and temps and whatnot. So,
And-
really starting to mix it up out there, isn't it?
It's look. I can't see the rain falling anymore.
Not at all. Now the boys have still got the wipers on because the track's wet, so they get a bit of spray. But yeah, looking very dry as a spectator from the trackside cameras. Very little spray on the track now. Right down to the wire too here. Dealing with these soft tyres.
Dealing with a wet
That
tyre on a dry track that's
Yeah.
been run for the last 32 minutes.
Yep.
It'll be hammered, won't it?
Yeah, it will be hammered, all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be
And
working
this
hard.
is where we can see mistakes start to creep in too. And if you want to see a race ramp up here at Asrnz, it's always at the back end.
Yeah, last 5 minutes. Guaranteed.
Who's it going to be?
You always see it on Instagram. Watch till the end, but this you really need to watch to the end. It actually does go down.
Something might
Yeah.
actually happen this time.
So Glenn Dewar still out in front, 14 plus
14.3.
seconds.
It's getting close. We're looking for a high 15.
Fastest lap of the race currently with a 2:16.2, guys.
Yeah, he set that back early in the
Yep.
about the middle stage of the race there, where it just the conditions were a little bit better. I think the tyres might be shot now, even though the track's probably getting a bit drier, but the tyres will be gone now.
Yeah, well, I mean, last lap round, you know, Glenn 2:17.5, Mitchie and P2 2:19.5, so Glenn's still
Yep.
2 seconds quicker than Mitchie behind him.
Yeah.
Hey, it's creeping up to that 18-second mark, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is.
no,
It is.
no, we were going for a high 15 second mark. Yeah,
It's looking
yeah.
good. It's looking good. So
But that action battle still between Dave Zero and Shane Fodderdo. They're the closest cars on track
yeah.
at the moment. And look, these guys, hard racers, they will battle all the way to the checkered flag,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
without a doubt.
See a little bit of hip and shoulder, a little bit of elbows out between the two of them. Some good respectful stuff, a little bit of redress here and there. But yeah, these guys at it right to the end. A little over a minute to go. Glenn Dewar heading down towards the back of the circuit.
The new guy, Frankie, just in the wall, really hard.
Tough stuff for Frank. Baptism by
watched,
fire for him.
Shane has made a big error there, and Dave Zero just managed to slip straight underneath the car of Shane, and like you say, that is going to continue. Okay, Glenn on the track, mate. He's
So
about to
Glenn
start the final lap,
Yeah,
so
so he's just run across the line as these boys continue on. This has gone on pretty well the whole race between these two. Nice work from both. Dave Zero, super clean, you know, like super smooth as always, should I say. He does get tangled up a little bit with a few other guys, but yeah, it's super smooth stuff. Quick as.
The interesting thing too is, as you know, some of these guys are going, "Oh man, my tyres are shot. They are no good. Well, you know, am I in trouble here?" Everyone else is in the same boat. So is someone's managing their tyres, so it's the guy behind you.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So Glenn Dewar in front, Mitch Campbell second, Sam Carson third, Kenny Simpson finally found his groove, holds fourth position. Nick Baccano in fifth, Jeff Burson sixth, and Vaughan Martin in seventh. Currently, those guys were at Dave Zero and Shane Fodderdo battle is not over. It is definitely not over. They've got half a lap to go. It's Glenn Dewar. Heads around for his final lap. Dave Zero Frodo. That is a very dry looking track, guys.
It's a very dry looking track.
Wow.
Right there,
They would be struggling there, won't they?
There we go. I've just seen the timing screens in the final lap. Brendan Roll for the drive-through.
Oh,
Leader
no.
with the drive-through on the final lap.
Yeah, battling with Mike King for most of the race there, Brendan Rolfe.
Yeah, and it was still going on there right to the death.
Yeah. So yeah,
between
tough
those
stuff.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys will be feeling it. The current lap time on a dry track is slower than what they were doing in the rain. Glenn Dura rounds the final corner as it starts to rain again.
Well done,
As it just starts to rain again as he runs across the line. Mitch Campbell well behind.
15.9 seconds behind Davo.
There you go, mate. 15.9 seconds. Well, there you go, fella.
Sorry, I was out. I was a fucking 10,000.
Sam Carson. Kenny Simpson in fourth. Nick McIndoe in fifth. Jeff Burst sixth. Vaughan Martin. Dave Zero in eighth. Oh, and what a battle with Shane Frodo. Lucas rounding the final corner for 10th. Nice work, Lucas, in the top 10. Aaron Enright, 11th. Aaron's had some mixed up race. Mike King and Brendan Rolfe still nose to tail, guys, as they come across the line for 12th and 13th. Steve Milling in 14th. Phil Turner in 15th. Bobby Laycock in 16th, coming down through the back section of this circuit. Frank, the new boy, back in the pits already. Riley Price, unfortunately with a DQ, guys. Unfortunate stuff. But there you go. That's a wrap. What a cracker in the rain at Silverstone in the Aston Martin. Let's get the boys down here.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
It would be interesting to say about those conditions. Sam Carso.
Sam Carso, mate.
Sam Carso, we haven't talked to Carso for a while.
We haven't talked to Carso for a while as we just drag him through the door there. Welcome,
Carso.
welcome we had to
sort out a new swipe pass for Carso to get in the comms walk. We haven't seen him for a while. How you doing, brother?
I'm very well, gentlemen. How are we?
Fine as usual.
Yeah, awesome rates, mate. Well, congratulations on your P3.
Thank you very much. Something about Aston Martins and wet races for me.
Well, whatever it takes, my friend. Whatever it takes. You did well.
Okay.
Did good.
Is there a bit of background there that we need to know about? Or?
Well, the last race of the last GT3 series was wet. I was in the Aston and I managed to pick myself in third place.
Well, there you go.
Fortunes prevail, and you come back, you make a return, and you're status quo, third place in an Aston. What a return!
Awesome stuff.
That's how we like it. I mean, a second would be better, but we'll take third.
Of course.
How was your car, mate?
The tyres right at the end there were roasting, as I'm sure you guys were aware. The start was feeling good, had good pace. I was climbing up to Mitchie for a little bit there, and then, I don't know, he just got into his groove and started to pull away. I think he got about 2.5, almost 3 seconds for a little bit there.
Yep.
And then, once those tyres heated up, he started to lose pace and closed a little bit of a gap, but that was that.
Awesome.
Yeah, tidy stuff. Straight back into it, mate. Haven't seen you for a while, and you're just like right up there.
Yeah, had a few things on over the last 2 races, but definitely going to be back for the last 4 races, I hope.
Good stuff. Look forward to it, bro.
Thank you, Mitch.
Good effort.
Sam, sorry.
Sam, just slap him.
The next guy already. I'm sorry.
He's already ready.
Yeah.
He's lining up.
But
cheers, Carso. Cheers, Carso.
And let's
we will see you back, bro.
We'll see you here in 35 minutes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Okay. Good on you, mate.
I tell you, there's so many
You
names.
got one
so
job.
many names.
You got one
Davo.
job, Farmer.
I know. Okay, well, here we go. I'll drag the now second place getter. Mitchie, welcome to the comms, mate. Awesome race.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, tough one. Jeez.
Tough one.
Yeah, tough
Let's
conditions.
see. You got through. Did Kenny
Guys.
at the start there? Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny did well. He was defending. And yeah, I couldn't see anything. Couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
And then got a good run onto the back straight. Went too deep, and then we sort of went side by side. I think around the last one, and then sort of finished it off into turn 1, I think, and then sort of sailed on from there. But then had Carson hold on my tail for pretty much most of the race.
Yeah, right.
Well, we heard Carso talking about the tyres at the end. Were you in the same boat?
Yeah. Left side was 40s almost, or just shy of 40, and then the right side was
Toast.
high. Yeah, it was just cooked. So
Toast.
pressures were way too high. But I mean, no one could predict, what was going to happen. So it's just.
Exactly.
Well,
And then
and everyone
yeah.
was in that boat, weren't they? So.
Yeah. And the track still looked wet, but you could see the cars were struggling with the temps.
Yeah, it happened at an awkward time where it's like, do you try and get on a slick and try and make some time back? But I think it was just a bit too late. So
Yep.
pushed on, and fortunately the tyres hung on.
Yeah, awesome work, Mitch. As usual, you're the only one that's really taken it to Gleno at the moment, so you just need to up your game a little bit more.
Yeah, just
I'm
a little bit more.
A little bit
Can you
more
just give us a little bit more?
You got a little secret set or some hot tips, so just slide it into my DM, and I'll work on it.
No worries, bro.
Yeah, nice
we'll
one.
try and hook you up.
Yeah,
cheers,
Thanks,
boys.
mate. We'll see you soon, eh?
Good
I'm
effort.
sure you
Yeah,
will
chat
too.
soon, hopefully.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mitch.
Okay, bro.
Mitch Campbell.
Mitch Campbell, everyone, as we welcome old mate back into the comms.
Old mate.
Yet again, another P1.
Oh, okay. Look, the
Kenny,
the unbeatable. How do we beat? Who can beat this guy? Glenn Dewar.
Yeah, I think there's plenty in there, mate. They just they just got to get the start or get the quality. But great for Kenny starting off the front row is pretty pumped for Kenny.
For sure.
But no, all in all, difficult race, to be fair.
Yep.
Yeah, well, clearly looked difficult. 15.8 seconds in front, mate. I don't know how you managed.
Yeah, so you know how the betting goes up in the comms box. At the moment, it's just like, how much is he going to win by?
Yeah. So, your odds on the TAB are just like, I think we make money now. Yeah. Or you make money. Yeah.
It was a lottery. I'm sure you heard from the other two boys up here. She was a bit of a lottery, and just I managed to probably grab a reasonable pressure to push hard at the start, and then just I think I turned the tyre into a slick by about 10 minutes to go. I think it asked for an optimum slick at about 8 minutes to go, and I thought, I've made one.
Well, you're on it, yeah. Nice work, mate.
Yeah. And you were clearly the fastest car again, nearly a good 0.8 quicker than everyone on the track. Well, that's win number 7 in a row.
Yeah, so that's halfway through. That's officially halfway through this series. Unbeaten, my friend.
Yeah.
That's awesome effort, bro.
Yeah, I'll keep trying, boys. You know the deal. I'll just keep trying.
I know you're doing it for us, too.
Yeah, mate.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. We take credit for it all.
Absolutely.
Being part of the comms.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time and your insight, and we will most definitely see you back here.
Yes, check's in the mail, and we'll see.
We'll try.
We'll see you in 35, 40 minutes or so. Glenn Dewar, good on you,
Thanks, mate.
Okay,
well, there you go.
Top
race.
Look, mate, we knew the tyre was going to be an issue. We knew the weather's going to be an issue. No surprise. Although the battles still ensue right to the end of the race. Guys, let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll get back for quali 2, race 2. Welcome back, everyone, from intermission. It is you. I'm falling over my own tongue. It is the Asrnz 2023 GT4 Race of Championships champions, brought to you by SAS, ABC Tech, GoBro Racing, FHM, and of course this week we've got Sim Black on board, ladies and gentlemen. We just come back from intermission after race 1, which was a cracker in the pissing down rain at Silverstone in the Asrnz. John and Farmer are beside me again for Quali 2, my friends. What do you reckon? What's going on?
Well, we had a wet track that dried at the end, and we heard in the driver interviews that they all struggled, but they opted to stay out there and bring it home. So challenging conditions. That's what I heard. It was great to see them all pushing hard and some good battles there along the way. Awesome.
Oh, wasn't there what? Absolutely. We have the boys, I think they're already back out on track, are they?
Just on their outlap at the moment there, mate. Yeah. Once again, the first car out on track is the Vaughan Martin car there.
Vaughan Martin, he's been good at that.
He's very good at getting out of the pits fast, isn't he? But he's just about to start his lap now, coming around the final corner.
And actually, Vaughan, he ran into problems last week, didn't he, with his internet connection. We thought he was on the grid. He thought he was on the grid. He wasn't on the grid. It was a shit show, really, wasn't it? But he's got it sorted, and he is racing tonight.
He was. Look, I don't know what happened last week. Like, he actually was apparently in the race, but no one, not including ourselves in the Cops Rock here, no one could see him on track. So that car was actually circulating unbeknownst to us. So
because it did qualify in P5, but no one saw it go on track.
No one saw it go on track. We did pick up that it was on track for qualifying, because it did qualify in lap. There you go. Vaughan Martin sorted out the gremlins. He is on track. We had some vision now, but isn't he quick? Out on the track for the first car out on quali. You could set your haircut by this.
And he's quick, Davo, because he's using the Sim Black's gear. He's running all sorts of the Flash merchandise. In the chair, he is running the rig, the pedals, you name it. That Sim Black's supply to the community. www.simblacks.co.nz. Go check him out. You're up in Auckland, flick them an email. They're certainly supplying a lot of gear to our community.
Definitely. Hashtag Simblacks. Yes, there is a lot of boys running their gear in this race and in our community. So, yeah, definitely go and check them out. Okay, here we are, Vaughan Martin coming around down towards the back section of the circuit. Look, we know who's going to be up the top. We know Gleno's going to get up there. We know Mitch Campbell. We know Aaron Enright. Not Aaron Enright, sorry, Nick McIndoe. And potentially Kenny Simpson again. Where are we looking at that mid-pack? We're looking at the Dave Zeros. We're looking at the Vaughan Martins. You know, like there's a few boys there at the moment. Shane Frutterdo. Mate, where are these guys going to sit after this qualifying? 2:17.
What happens after those races as well, Dave, as these guys will cross the line and start banking times, is they've learned a lot.
Yep.
From the last race, their tyre pressures, they will have certainly made tyre adjustments.
There will be data.
They would have got a bag full of data there. So we would expect these times to be a lot quicker. And look at that straight away, 2:16. Yep. That's one of the quickest.
For Dave Zero, yeah, nice work from Dave Zero. Yeah. Kenny Simpson provisionally in second. Vaughan Martin still holding that third position at the moment. Steve Melling in fourth provisionally. Phil Turner in fifth provisionally. Continue to circulate. Names mentioned. Shane Frutterdo as he just peels. I think, is he on his flying lap at the moment? I'm not sure.
Car 14, he's going to be the last car to cross the line. We've got
Yeah.
So-
the car 25 of Lucas A. He's about to set his time. Next, followed by Carso behind. Carso had pace. He was up there. He was third in the commentary box. We think, and he should, put himself up the top.
Here we go.
There
Oh.
we go.
Provisionally third.
P3 Picasso.
Oh, for Picasso.
Oh, knocked off by
Just like-
McIndoe. Just like,
Coming through, yeah.
Oh, McIndoe. And now we still haven't seen Mitch Campbell.
Here comes the 34 car of
Glenn
Glenn
Jewell.
to the top.
Bam.
16 flat.
No surprise.
fastest lap of the weekend there by 2/10.
Where's
Jeff
Mitch
Burse
Campbell?
in the
Mitch
69.
Campbell.
Nine.
And is that Mitchie as well? Coming in behind Jeff Burse.
So that's Burse. Mitch
Not-
Campbell to the
not a-
top.
Mitchie.
Oh my
Oh.
God, with a 15 and a
Yes.
half.
Fodeno
Wow.
up there.
Fodeno
Wow.
in a third. Now we got
Okay.
Glenn Dewar all of a sudden has some competition. He's got to deal with some some hot pace all around him.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Mitchie's quick, and you know he's got fresh air now. And not only that, is look who's behind Glenn.
Yeah,
Fodeno and Dave Zero. Two
Yep.
hard
hard
races.
Yeah,
They will keep him honest, and this is going to be all about the start.
What a qualifier there.
And that's quite a margin over Glenn. No, nearly half a second.
Yeah,
And that's massive
yeah.
at the top.
Wow.
That's a really good lap from Mitchie.
It's a great lap by Mitchie. It's the first 15 we've seen of the night.
Yep.
John, were you
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And not just a 15, is it? It's like
No,
well in,
it's
well in there.
it's
and
well
the
in there.
mid- some 15s, yeah.
It's halfway through a 15. So it's-
Yeah, look, that will raise Glenn's eyebrows, but you know it'll come as
Yeah.
no surprise at the same time. Like we've talked about some of the laps that they're doing here. You know, that's 100% committed lap from Mitchie to do that, because it doesn't take much to step over the line, and you're going to get that cut, and you'll be sitting at the back. So
yeah.
from hero to zero so quickly. So I'd say Glenn very maybe calculated lap then. It was a quick lap.
Oh, look,
but
at the
just-
end of the day, there's
Wow.
still 35 minutes to racing to go, isn't there? You know, and qualifying is literally just one lap. It's 2
Yeah.
minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah, look,
You
we've
know,
just
like-
seen Glenn drive away from him in the last race every lap. So,
Yep.
you know, I don't think Glenno's got too much to worry about
No.
being on the other side of the grid there off the start.
However, Mitchie's
another-
he's got some pace at the moment, so.
Another man that'll have his eyes wide open, Frank, the tank, back in 19th. That was a baptism of fire, but hardly fire when it's raining.
Yeah, well, it was,
he's back
but-
in 19th. But look, you know, he would have banked some good data there, and we expect to see Frank have a better
I
race.
was going to say, if Frank does watch the spec, don't be discouraged, because he's certainly not the first guy to go a lap down here, especially on their opening night.
No,
mate. So-
no. And,
or even on their opening year.
and like John said, he'll take all that learning that he got from that first race into the second race, and you know, like that's 100% more than what he had in the first race.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And I think through that quali session, there's four guys that didn't actually get their lap together. Mike King, Riley Price, Aaron Enright, and Frank, who we're just talking about. They're the four cars that, for whatever reason, in that hot lap session, they just didn't get it right, and their punishment for that is at the back. So Bobby Laycock, you know, he'll be happy with that. He's moved forward.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, awesome.
Good to see Bobby there in 14th. Surprised to see Jeff Burse back in 10th. Not quite getting his lap together there either. But again, Kenny Simpson, you know, we saw him on the front row before. He's in 5th, so he's got that good one lap pace, doesn't he?
Yep.
Can't help but think Nick will be going, oh damn, I'm behind Kenny again, but maybe I'm beside him, so let's get the job done quickly and move forward and go with that lead pack.
For sure.
For sure. So what are we going to call it?
What are we going to call it? God.
Glenn for the win.
I'm still going Glenn for the win. I think
to mix it up.
I think we're still looking at the podium like last week when we called this. I think we're still looking at the podium as it sits at the moment. But like we said last week, Dave Zero is always in the mix, mate. You know, like that guy is
the X Factor.
He is the X Factor and super freaking quick when he needs to be. So just watch that space. Kenny Simpson.
Yeah.
We've also got Kenny Simpson, Nick McIndoe, Shane Carson.
Yeah, looks Slick quite often throws stuff in the car at half time too and pulls his game out in that race, doesn't he? So
he was on the last week. We talked to him last week, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah, so there's plenty in the mix at the moment, but definitely that top end order has been mixed, and we just haven't seen it too much, have we, in the series so far? This is the first race of the second half of the series. We're officially halfway through.
We are.
The 7 races. Different car, different make, different track each week. Clearly different conditions each week as well, guys, with it pouring down rain here at Silverstone. But yeah, halfway through the RSC Race of Champions here for Asrnz in 2023.
It's a great championship too, isn't it, Dave?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mix of the classes too.
Mix of the classes, yeah. And I think the communities really mix it up this time with ASR's really mix it up this time with like this the tyre quantities. We talk about it. We've been talking about it over the last 3 rounds. Only the 3 sets of tyres over the 2 races and 2 qualifyings. That includes practice, like for these boys. We've got safety cars involved. We've got 1 lap dash, bloody qualifyings. Like they really throw everything at it, like really to mix it up for these boys. Good to see some good numbers here tonight. The boys are starting to form up. Yeah, nice stuff. Good series, like you said, JB.
These guys will be rewarded for their efforts too. We do go to a prize giving, and they do get rewarded for their efforts at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Yes. Definitely get involved with that. Asrnz 2023 events. The boys always like to get together. We're just about to go green in the Asrnz 2023 GT4 Race Championship Round 4 Race 2. Sponsored by SJS, ABC Tech, GoBro Racing, FHM, and this week's Sim Black, and we are racing, guys.
That
Mitch.
was a punny start,
Mitchy just took off. Gleno really responding to it immediately. Got the inside there. The boy back looking pretty clean. Everybody flying in 3, 2, 1, and very tidy stuff. Get up the front here to see what the boys are doing. These guys going head to head. Mitch Campbell. Oh no! Who's that in the background?
Is it the Dave Zero car?
That could be Dave Zero. We don't know.
It is. I saw a little bit of hip and shoulder there. I think there's someone else up there as well.
We don't normally do replays in
one.
Lap
There's
one.
more action up the front
there. There is more action.
I think there's the Jeff Burst car getting it all wrong as well. Oh, it's not a tidy opening lap.
So play going on as we just pick back up on the boys up the front, up the pointy end. Mitch Campbell trying to get that gap from Glenn Dewar, but no, he's going with him and they're gapping the whole field. Fontano in third, McIndoe in fourth, Kenny Simpson in fifth, Sam Carson. They're only halfway through the first lap. Simpson all over the back of McIndoe. Simpson wants a part of McIndoe immediately. Carson right behind. I thought Carso qualified higher than that, guys. Wasn't Carso up the pointy end?
Carso was on P1 there. No, sorry. That was Mitchie.
But we got Melling up into 8th. Awesome work. It's on. Right from the get. Couple of little mishaps. Lap 1. Rounding the final corner. Mitch Campbell gets the power down. He's got a bit of a gap on Dewar, actually.
Yes, he has, Davo, and I think we actually have the safety cars being deployed on track, Davo.
Okay, we did see.
We just see the boys, I think, just starting to actually slow down here.
Okay, so yeah, so I can see it in the distance there now. Look, that doesn't surprise me. Like, we just called at least 2 or 3 incidents in that opening lap. No surprise to see the safety out on track. The lovely Lexus GT3 safety car ablaze as all the boys start to form up behind it in this awful weather that we're getting here at Silverstone. No surprise we're having a few mishaps actually there, Farmer, given the conditions.
Mate, given the slipperiness of the track. Yeah. Yeah, look, we got away with a clean one in race 1, didn't we? With maybe just a little bit of touch-ups there, but nothing, not quite as severe as what we've just sort of witnessed. But you know, the boys, everyone's just, that one's so crucial, isn't it? You can make big gains or you can make big losses.
You can make big mistakes.
You know, be like, oh, just be cautious. It's lap 1, and next minute you lose heaps of spots because you know, you were being too soft.
Well, you can be too soft too, can't you? And get caught up in stuff. You know, like you can be too aggressive or too soft, and it's the craziness of it all. Particularly in these conditions, obviously, very little vision, and very slick. So, but there you go. The boy under safety car immediately after race start. No surprise. Look, to be honest, I thought it might have. I expected it earlier tonight. Farmer. You know, like just given the conditions. Yes. We knew that was going to be slick. I mean, at least here at Silverstone we got some runoff, and the boys can sort of get themselves together. But still thought we might have seen it out before now. But here we are under safety car conditions.
Yes, here we are, and we're just seeing the Jeff Burst car stall well down, catching up there. He's going to be able to join onto the back of the pack, as will the car, the 911 car of Frank. As looks like we've called for another lap under the safety car, just to let those boys catch up.
Yeah, I thought as much. What I was watching on screen there, it didn't look like he shut the lights down and he would normally move away from the field earlier than that. Under instructions. So just waiting for. What did you say, Jeff Burst? I think it was Frank, just to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, just to catch up there.
Get on the back of the field there. Frank already with the drive through, unfortunately. So, lessons to be learnt there as the boys all start to stay in formation. Burst just getting up towards the pack, I think, now.
Yeah, Jeff Burst is coming across the start line.
And what we would see, so at least the rest of this lap under safety car. So, yes, Farmer. Hey, look, you know what it's like out here. When the weather's just shit, and you still think you got some form, and you know you got a couple of positions in front of you that you know you got a good crack at. You just want to have a go, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of do, don't you?
And like, even if you don't make contact, you
yes.
can easily find yourself off the road. You know, like it's just a little too heavy on the brakes, a little too thick on the loud pedal, right? And you're punching it into the wall.
Yes.
No fault but your own. Nobody else involved. You know, like, so, you know, she's a tough gig sometimes. As we just see Mike King pick up on the back of the pack. Oh God, I just feel for these boys. We know how tough it is. We've all been out there.
We do, yes, we really do feel for these boys. Yeah, so Mitchie still in command though. Gleno is pretty much as the grid was. Nick, I think, has slipped up a couple. The Dave Zero car down at P14. So, you know, we saw Dave, I think, in third or fourth, maybe fourth. Was he on the grid? Yes.
Yeah. And I think the cameras just missed that. They tried to pick up on it, but yeah, just missed that little. I think that was just here through turn 2, 3, 4, whatever that is, Beckett's. And yeah, tricky stuff. Lap 1. And then and then the rest of the action continued.
Continues, so, and I think we're just witnessing the safety car pulling away from the field there as the boys get ready. Davo, I think we're about to go green.
Yes, actually, I can just see that the Lexus pulling into the pit lane. Nice work there. From the clerk of the course.
Let's see how we go. Safety cars, breed safety cars.
Well, that's right.
Mitchie with full control of the field. I love how he slowed them. I almost thought he slowed them down off the start to a nicely controlled pace, and he's gone.
And covered just that little bit, just to leave no room for any overlap at all, even if it's allowed. So just kept it in control nicely. Dewar just happy to just follow there, I think, Farmer, you know, like, what more can you do? Like, it's still a long race. We're still just over 25 minutes in. A little bit of a, you know, gap in the proceedings there, but, you know, we still got 25 minutes to go, and he's got plenty of time to do the job on Mitchie if he thinks he's capable. Yep.
Great restart from Mitchie there, wasn't it? He's certainly keeping us cool about him, and as is Dewar, but casting the eye back through the field, like everyone very well behaved, and certainly
well, so far.
looking to just get through this one and get the race going.
Oh, for sure. And Mitchie, super quick. Sorry to interrupt, Farmer, but super quick on the race start as well. So he's really sharp on his reaction times, isn't he, to the go? So as we just see pick up on Steve Milling, I think that's Lucas. No, it's Brendan Rolfe. So that's Steve Milling and Brendan Rolfe. Steve Milling having a week off last week with a busted hand. Brendan Rolfe, we haven't seen old B-Dog around for a couple of weeks, so good to see him back as well. A couple of new.
Jeffro on a good move there. Sorry, Davo, just seen Jeffro poking the nose down there and getting a good pass done.
Getting it done from Jeffro. Nice stuff. We need to get back up the pointy end. We know that Mitchie's... Look, just let's get out of the back of Mitch Campbell's car at the moment.
And try and... not about to go anywhere.
No, just try and get a sense of what he's dealing with here. This purple bloody car will get close. He doesn't muck around. So, yeah, Gleno... no slouch, and well learned in very close contact driving. I can vouch that myself.
Yes, I think we've all experienced a little bit of close contact driving with Gleno before. He is a force when he is in your red vision mirror like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And you
like,
know it
you
just
can
means
trust
trouble,
him.
don't you?
You can trust
Yeah.
him. Like,
You
you
can
know,
trust him, but you know it's also trouble coming, don't
but
you?
it is trouble. He's not going to hit you, but he's going to go past you.
Yeah.
Look how close it is. He is really putting the acid on the car number 4 of Mitch Campbell. And look, this is a position that Glenn isn't normally in, isn't it? And
he'll be reveling in this, though, John.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
that. You know what it's like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, he'll be dealing with some spray there, and he'll just bide his time. Look at the tyres. Feel out what the car's doing. See where Mitchie's weak. But also Shane Whanado not far behind with Mickendo there as well. As they creep in, if he's getting held up for too long, he'll start to think about making a move. So although there's a bit of breathing room there at the moment, if Mitchie's holding him up too much, you know, the moves will start coming.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, when they get this close,
I can't help but think he's starting to line up a bit of a run here, and we'll look for an inside line here, but tricky to break down here. Just come through the loop, just turn 16.
A little bit of touchy-touchies there.
Glenn will redress that.
Yeah, he'll make sure nothing comes of that. Just tuck back in behind him. But just thinking that Gleno did chase down Mudgee there, didn't he? A couple of rounds ago. And got him, didn't he, in the last couple of corners for the win? But so.
Oh yeah, how close was that?
Yeah.
Look, unfortunately, we just lost Frankie with a DQ there, so he had a drive-through. Unfortunately, it looks like he's been disqualified at the back end there. So commiserations to you, Frank, on your debut here. You'll learn from that, and yep, we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Absolutely, and welcome aboard. As we just watched this, Jeff Burse. Is it? No, it's... Yes. No, Mike King on Jeff Bird. With Aaron Enright. And Phil Turner. Oh, these guys. Burse around Phil Turner.
Look how close they are.
King.
Phil on the...
And then Aaron. Aaron's just tucked up in behind there going, I'll take whatever you guys have got left over.
Yeah. Burse has made the move. Mike King's going, I'm going with you. Aaron's going, I'm going with you, Mike. Phil Turner's going, I've got the inside line, so you can go the long way.
Whoa. What a freight train. It just shows you how quickly, like in this GT4 series, the way things can change up. That is Aaron Enright actually just trying to tuck it down. Went super wide on the big left-hander. What, I don't even know what the corner's called. Yeah, super quick stuff.
That was a corner, Stowe. Big sweeping left-hander.
Big sweeping hander.
Yeah, really hard to stop the cars down there.
So Phil Turner literally lost 3 positions there. Poor bugger.
Yep.
In the pouring rain. Aaron having a crack at Mike King. It is on. We've got to get back up the front here, just ladies and gentlemen. Just have a quick look what's going on. Look at that train of cars, actually. Guys, after 5 laps, look at the train of cars from first back to 6th. They are tight. That is close stuff.
So what we're seeing here is, you know, Mitchie's got enough pace to stay where he is, and it's just hard, you know, for Glenn to find these reference points. And the only thing Glenn can really do is keep pressure on, because Mitchie doesn't make a mistake, he will stay there. Fastest lap of the race, Sam Carter back in 6th place. So, you know, you talked about that train of cars, and look at the line.
Yeah. So Mitch, like normally, if normally, listen to me, John, if Glenn was out in front, he usually gets that gap, and then the rest of the cars fight it out amongst themselves. But Mitchie's there, Glenn's up behind. Mitchie's probably not quite as quick as Glenn, but he's. And look at the train of cars that's bunched up behind that.
Very good job at the moment.
Yeah, he's holding Glenn at bay, but look at the train of cars. So Glenn has heat now. So he's got a whole train of cars behind him that want to have a crack. Whanado is the first on the list. Right? Yep. So he will be watching his mirrors now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as a driver, when you're in those sandwich, the conditions have changed. You know, he's looking at spray now, and he's got pressure behind him.
Yep.
And it's just a bit of status quo. You can only keep the pressure on, wait for Mitchie to make a mistake.
Yep.
And but good to see, you know, something different.
The cheek
for
of the
viewers.
armour too for
Yes.
Glenn Dewar. As the rain comes down, we can see it on screen there. I'm sure you guys viewing can see that. Just every now and then the camera picks it up.
The Sunday race a little bit later in the afternoon. Saturday's race was 10 in the morning. Sunday's race 1 in the afternoon. So has the track temperature ramped up on the Sunday? We know it's still wet. The clouds are still hanging around, but the track is damp. They're halfway into the race now.
Yeah. So we see Riley Price just wrap up Steve Melling for 8th position. Kenny Simpson is still sitting in 5th, holding his own. He's sitting in that pack. It's just tucked in behind Dewar, so...
He was putting a good amount of pressure on the back of Nick's car too.
Yeah, definitely.
Just keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, so that little pack of cars is definitely tighter than we have seen over the series, that little league pack, so good stuff. Like I said, Riley Price for Arse Melling. But Mitch Campbell leads the way currently. 2, 3 and 4. Hanger straight, is it, John?
Hanger straight after Maggots and Beckett's, yes. Big,
Mitch.
long straight where they get to wind the car out to its maximum. They're coming up to here. There's a Stowe, famous corner, turn 7. Hard to stop the car there.
Famous corner?
Absolutely.
They're all famous here,
They're
Farmer.
all famous, of course.
Circuit, steeped in history.
It's
That
like,
is a great track. That is a great track.
it's like you're famous at ASR, mate. You know, like.
I have a corner named after me,
But it's a straight. It's called Palmer Straight.
Farm Curve.
yeah.
And actually, when I cast my mind back, I think Farm Curve led into the village at turn 13, and we often saw Farmer sailing into turn 13, way past his braking marker there, a couple of times. Go Farmer!
Oh, well, if it was a triple crown, then he would have been sailing past for the lead. You know?
Interestingly enough, the circuit here at Silverstone has 2 pits. The track that we're running tonight is what you'd call the old club, the old circuit, where the pit lane is down at Brooklands after the Woodcote Straight there.
Yeah.
So normally in the Hamilton Straight is where the Formula 1 pit stones are, and you'll see it when they come through turns 10.
Yeah,
There's
so-
a huge pit bay there.
So they're on the original track here now. So Silverstone's a funny place at the moment. One end of it looks very similar to the other, and it's quite easy to get confused. And it looks very generic. Yeah, every corner. Like as a spectator, it's a bit hard to watch unless you know the track. And but this is the classic Silverstone up through here, Maggots Beckett's, out onto Hanger Straight, and then down to Stowe. I'm learning. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
So Maggots and Beckett's super famous.
Classic stuff.
High speed, left, right, that leads onto a huge straight. So
Okay, so they're famous as well, Tom.
not as famous as Farmer, but you know.
if we mention it a few more times, it might be.
So this track is full of famous corners.
Yes.
And famous names, that's right, yeah.
Well, there you go.
We've got the ticker of approval from the famous Farmer.
One of the greats, I mean, he is in the Hall of Fame here.
Oh,
Not
absolutely.
sure for what, but he's in there.
For being a farming legend.
Oh, look at Kenny piling the pressure on McIndoe now. Kenny holding position. Well, this is a really tricky.
And that is Sam Carson. Sam Carson going for the outside move on Kenny Simpson now. Kenny's like, what the hell? I was just putting pressure on McIndoe. Where did you come from? And it's on. These guys, look at them all over the track, dodging the draft. Carson looking. Kenny
prevails.
Oh,
yes.
Mate. He couldn't weave any more. He just like had to hold his line, that last manoeuvre he made down the straight. Nice work from Kenny. Very clean stuff.
Wet conditions favour Kenny. He's a stock car driver in real life.
In real life.
He
can deal with sideways, I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, look, without a doubt, I think he's, you know, that would help. And he's definitely front-engine rear-wheel drive guy, you know, like, so just give him a big stonking motor up the front and rear-wheel drive car. If it's a bit slippery, meh, he'll deal with it. So.
Mitch Campbell, fastest lap of the race. 2:16.9, not a bee's dick to Dewar. There's not much in it.
Nah.
Those two are trading lap times. But look, they have broken away, haven't they, from Shane and Nick? Can't help but think, you know, Glenn is just biding his time here. Will Mitchie break the reign of our current champion at this stage of the race?
Look,
Will McIndoe get Shane Farado?
We can only hope. We can only hope. And look at it. It's all.
Stephen Milling and Riley Price back in 8th and 9th. You know, look, they have absolutely having a better race this time around, aren't they?
Yeah. So Riley stuck front there a few laps ago. Melling just trying to stay in touch there still a little bit. Kenny Simpson, like you said, just still hanging in there. Oh, Carso all over him. Kenny's going to have to keep his nose clean there. The battle is Mitch Campbell, Glenn Dewar, and we'll get out of the back of Mitch Campbell's car again, because look how close this is. Down Hanger Straight, is it not? No, it's not.
They're coming into the final section here.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. Finish the lap. This is through Brooklands, Luffield, and into Woodcote. Then they'll head past the start finish into turn 1. Easy to get a cut on the outside here before they get their big run through those famous corners that Farmer just loves, Maggots and Beckett's.
He's gone quiet on us.
No, we do love Maggots and Beckett's.
He's Googling Maggots and Beckett's just to make sure if it's actually...
I want to know why it's famous. Come on, give me something. They can't all but be famous. Famous for what? Come on.
For being a pain in the arse of a couple of corners, because it's hard. It's shit.
I'll tell you what they are. They're a prick of a fucking section.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it right, it ruins your run down Hanger Straight. Absolutely, if you don't come out of it right.
Yeah, it is tough stuff, isn't it? Yeah. And it doesn't matter what type of car you're in. You know, like you've probably driven it in so many different cars, Farmer and John. You know, and it is a tough, it's super high speed. So much stuff off camber at Silverstone as well. Weird stuff, no banking. Like we were at Watkins Glen only just 2 weeks ago, and everything's cambered. So, you know, they go from that to somewhere like here, and it's pouring bloody rain as well.
And it's raining, yeah.
So yeah, big differences in what these guys are having to deal with throughout the series, which is awesome stuff. It just mixes it up. It's awesome for us guys to watch. Obviously, up here in the comms box, we don't have to deal with this stuff. We just watch it.
Yeah, we do just watch it, and only 8.5 to go. Mitchie still doing a great job.
Yeah.
Out in front, we're talking you know, maybe another 4 or so laps. So,
Yeah.
he might be thinking sort of quietly to himself that, you know, he might be
He
able
might
to
have
achieve
this,
this
yeah.
now, you know. This is when you start to try and believe in yourself a little bit, don't you?
For sure,
That,
for sure.
I've done it so far, yeah.
But I tell you what, Mitchie, he, you know, we're only saying it's only 4 laps, 8 minutes counting down. These will be the longest 4 laps of his life.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because he knows Glyn is coming with him. He knows he can't put one foot wrong. One little error, Glyn will pounce. He'll be all over him.
Yeah,
And this
you
is
know
all
it.
about rolling speed and momentum. Will they use up their cuts? You see them testing the limits every corner. These guys are the fastest cars on the track. So, yeah, tough. A lot of pressure for Mitchie. Not so much for Glyn, but he will want to press.
Loads of pressure for Mitchie, as we just look out at the back of Brendan Rolf's car, and Brendan Rolf has loads of pressure himself. He's got Lucas Saar, Jeff Burst, Dave Zero, and Aaron Enright. Look at this battle that's going on here mid-pack. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Oh my God. It looks like these guys are racing for the top.
Brendan's doing a great job, actually.
Brendan's doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, and a new addition to Brendan's sim gear too. He's running a butt kicker now, and for those that don't know, it's haptic software. It gives a huge immersion feeling of like gear changes,
Yep.
with thumps you in your back and rumbles over curbs and all sorts of sim jewellery, we call it. That you can add. Just open your checkbook. It costs you money, but it certainly adds to immersion. Myself recently have just added one of those, and I don't know why I didn't add it sooner, to be honest. Amazing software.
Bit of kid in
Run.
it.
Yeah.
No, look, absolutely. We are winding down. We're coming into that little zone. You know, that's 6 minutes to go. It's going to get crazy. The party zone. And
in the party zone, this is where all your perfect sim gear kicks in. Simblax, www.simblax.co.nz. Go check them out. Get all your sim gear from there. Beautiful store up in Auckland there. Local business. Yeah, go and support them. Great gear.
Yeah, good stuff.
A lot of our community running their gear, and
yeah,
that's where you find your speed.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And yeah, definitely supporting us for this round at least here in the 2023 Race of Champions Series for Asrnz, guys.
We have a drive-through for the 318 car of Mike King.
Really?
A result of too many cuts there.
Yeah,
unfortunate for Mike King. How? Oh, yes.
Mike King, you're like, look, he's a great sim racer. He's from Timaru, works at the local brewery down there. Is that drive-through from too many cans, or or what?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to ask Mike King that. But
well,
anyway.
actually, just looking at where his car just went, David, John, you might be right, mate.
Yeah, tough gig out here at the moment, but
just watching him bail it straight into the fence off the side of the road on his own. Unlucky.
Clearly not impressed with the drive-through symbol that came up on his head.
I was just watching his car to see if he was going to pit, and he decided not to pit. Carried on around the corner, and then just wiped out into the fence on his own. So, yeah.
Oh God! Just looking at the back of Brendan. Well, yeah, like he's probably done the double take. Like, what the fuck? Oh, double take on Brendan Rolf. Look at that up the inside.
Brendan just like invited Lucas in there, didn't he? And Lucas just said, "Thank you, I'll slot in." And to be honest, there was a great piece of driving from both of them. Like, although he let him go through, or did he?
Well, let's have a look. We're going to get a replay up here.
Very clean.
Check it out. Oh, Lucas darts past in the straight, not even in the braking area.
Oh, just picked up then. Brendan really getting the braking wrong there as that replay might carry through, and overshot his braking mark, and Lucas really wise to that and opened the steering and let him sail through.
Faraday, Nick McIndoe still at it. Brendan off that battle, that Jeff Burst, Lucas look at that group of cars, those 5 cars. It's like it's lap 1. That is epic. Racing.
Like sorry, mate. As you were, but like the McIndoe Faraday battle was heating up for the back end of the podium. 2 minutes to go. There's only a lap or one more once the leader crosses the line, and that's where that'll heat up. But can't help but think Mitchie, fastest lap of the race, that second now, it's almost getting to 2 seconds as Dewar waved the white flag.
I don't think he's got it. I think he has.
There's no time left.
There's no time left. He's got nothing.
No. They can catch him.
I can't believe it.
Catching, but you can't pass him. But unless Mitchie makes a mistake, we've seen it. We saw Mudgee make a mistake on the final lap and gift Dewar the position.
Wow.
And Watkins Glen, yeah. Sorry, Mudgee, for bringing that one up, but
that's just pick up on Jeff Burton's car. It's just like he is the meat in a very big Asrnz sandwich here at the moment. Really nowhere to go. He's got a couple of cars behind that are right on form. Abe Zero being one of them, and Aaron Enright being the other. Brendan Ruoff and Lucas are in front of him. He's really got nothing. Shane Faraday and Nick McIndoe. Look at these guys go. That is Sam Carlson in the background. And then Kenny Simpson in 6th position. Mitch Campbell, although leads the race, he's coming across the start-finish line. This will be his final lap.
Give it all you can.
Glenn Dewar has nothing at that distance. Mitch Campbell, with no mistakes, will win this race. Faraday and Nick McIndoe, on the other hand, it could go either way because this is close.
And look at Carso behind. I know he was our 3rd place podium getter from race 1.
He's right there, isn't he? Ready to pick up the crumb.
He's only a second behind. We know it heats up on these final laps.
Yeah.
With that battle ranging in front of him, can't help but think he's going, can I get through? If they make a mistake, he is there to pounce.
Oh, and these guys are on it.
Kenny, stand out, isn't he?
And he's still there. He's just sitting there. He's like Carto. He's just like waiting. Nice stuff. McIndoe's car coming back to him. We saw him struggling in race 1. And like even at the beginning of this race. But look at him now. That car is coming to him way too late.
Absolutely. But look, Carto's bought into this, hasn't he?
Oh, for sure.
In fact, yep. Faraday's car.
Oh, he's on it.
You know, look, we're looking at that battle, and as this is going to go to the line, can't forget about Mitchie getting closer to the finish line. But look, that battle with Burst back in the background too is just heating up at the back end as well.
Oh, Sam Carson and Nick McIndoe, just epic stuff. Kenny Simpson wanting to get involved. We need to get back to the leader here. These guys going at it. This is not over at all. Mitch Campbell.
It's going to take the win.
The final corner.
The rain is broken.
Breaks the chain. The link in the chain.
The leader has finished the race.
Glenn Dewar is first.
Wow.
Wow. There you go, Mitch Campbell, Glenn Dewar, Shane Faraday. rounds the final turn. McIndoe, Carlson, Kenny Simpson. Wow, that is close. Riley Price up in there, 2 guys in 7th position. Where did he come from? Vaughan Martin, Steve Melling. We got Lucas Saar, Jeff Burse, and Aaron Enright in quick session as well. These guys actually spread apart. There must have been a little bit of Biffo and a bit of Barjo there. We've got Dave Zero.
With a drive-through at the end of the race.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
Oh, ouchie.
And that's going to hurt his championship big time.
Oh, you know it. 14th position, Phil. Mike King in 15th, coming around the back section of the back. Bobby Laycock also just right behind. Brendan Rolfe already finished. Rank has already retired, I think. So there you go, guys. Wow, that was a mix-up. Mitch Campbell taking it to
Well done.
Glendura.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, well, we sort of thought it was on the cards for most of the season so far, but we never saw it happen. So there you go.
Good stuff. Yeah, awesome racing. Should we grab old mate? Third place. Well done. Congratulations.
Good mate. I was holding you
Shane.
up.
Sorry, bro. We just grabbed you into the box here, mate. Mid-convo.
Hey,
Awesome
mate.
drive there, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I was pretty slow, but I managed to hold everyone back.
Yeah, it was good to see you turn up and really like suck balls to start with in practice, and you qualied really badly and had a shit first race, and then you got on your game obviously after you'd done quite a bit of practice. Yeah,
Just no setup. Some just ate my tyres, cooked them.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't think
well,
you were the only one, bro. So
yeah.
being the talk of the night.
And I think those conditions in that race too were certainly more favourable to the wet tyre anyway.
Yeah, that
Looked a lot
wetter.
better.
Yeah, but it was still damp conditions, I think, at the end. So there wasn't enough water. I needed to go down a few psi, I think.
yeah,
It was
Awesome,
good fun.
cool. So good to have you back, mate. Are you going to join us for the last remaining couple of rounds there, or?
Yeah. I will be.
Yeah, awesome.
I finished up the Octane series, so yeah, I'll finish off here. I quite enjoy these cars.
Yeah, it's a completely different car, aren't they? They don't have the aero of the GT3 cars or the tyre surface on the track. So certainly a driver's car, you get to go through all the different marks. So yeah, it's good to see you adapted pretty quickly there, Shane, and no surprises. You're up here.
no, definitely not.
I had to download the GT4 pack last minute. That's why I was late.
Oh, there you go.
The other thing noted, we see you're in an all black car. Are we thinking that's your livery to look out for, or are we going to change it up next round?
Yeah, I might make one. Yeah, I just picked one just for tonight.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll keep it simple for us so we can spot you on track.
I'll keep it black then. I'll keep it black with maybe something else on it.
Yeah, nice
Sweet.
work.
Good work, bud.
Hey, good on you,
Thank you very
Shane.
much.
Cheers.
We will
Yeah,
see
nice
you
work,
next
mate.
week, bro.
Yeah, we'll do.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Shane Fodado.
Here we go. And we're going to grab old mate down a spot earlier than normal than he's used to.
Oh.
Welcome to the comms.
Oh, what the
Blino.
hell?
Not quite as tall as you were last race, mate.
Mate,
One step down on the podium.
Just got knocked back a peg, mate. Just got shown up by a young fella.
Yeah. Oh, the whippersnappers, mate. They'll get you.
Yeah.
Eventually, anyway.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I'll take what I had. It was enjoyable, and like, to be honest, that was great fun. Mitchie drove beautifully. I enjoyed every second of that. He didn't break under pressure, so well done to him.
Yep.
Well done to Splambo coming back and
Yes.
straight on the podium race
Definitely.
two.
And looking at the finish, it looked like there's a lot of guys really close. So I'm really looking forward to the stream, boys. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
awesome. And so, was there no setup mistakes or anything from you? It's like, did Mitchy just have you measure? Like, is it,
do you want me to make excuses for Mitchy beating me? Because
yeah,
I'm probably
yeah.
not
No,
That's
going
no,
that's
to.
what we want
we
to hear.
don't.
That's
We
what we
don't.
want to hear.
No.
Yeah,
He just
he,
we don't.
I can't complain about the tyre because his tyre was hotter than mine, so he just did a better job, mate.
yeah, yeah. No, good
Yeah,
on
So,
him.
different conditions for you though, because you normally, got that clear air and you had to deal with a bit of spray, obviously that time. So different visuals for you to deal with that time.
yeah, the visual was fine because it was obviously only one car in front, but it was just working out. I give him a little touch up down the chicane, so I just apologise for that. And
Yep.
then Shane was having a good look too, so that was nice to see Shano in the mix. And then, but no, Mitchy just, and then you guys probably saw at the end, he had the tyre underneath him and the skill at the end just to drive away, and
Yep.
it wasn't worth any more. It wasn't worth pushing what wasn't there.
Yeah,
The
we,
risk.
we do know that the tyres were a real talking point where how they cycle through the temperature there. When that safety car came out, how were your tyres when that rolled around for a few laps?
Well, so that was why I knew I was in trouble because when we were under the safety car at
Oh, no.
100 or 130, they were perfect temps, and I thought, well, we can't go this fast. Once the safety
Because
car
that's
goes,
not going to work.
yeah. So I knew they were going to spike. So it was weird. They spiked to 32.8, and then they stayed there. They didn't drop. They didn't go higher. And it just didn't yield enough pace to
Yeah.
have anything for Mitchy. And he just put the car everywhere he needed to. You guys would have seen it. He
Yeah.
his car placement tonight was awesome. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and he didn't buckle under the pressure like you said. We did talk about that, and yeah, measured drive though, Glenn.
Yeah, no, sweet. I'll take that every day if that's what's on offer, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, well done, mate. Once again.
Yes, boys. Thanks to you guys up there. Eh? You do a great job. So really enjoying the streams at the minute.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, mate.
Glenn Dewar, again, viewers.
Again.
But just knocked down a peg on the pedestal tonight here in race
that's right.
2. Mate,
Got to eat from the got to eat from the silver spoon tonight, not the gold spoon. Yeah,
for sure, for sure. And the gold spoon is tonight. Mitchy Campbell.
Welcome, bud. Welcome in. Awesome race, mate.
Thank you, thank you. I didn't think I was going to get away with the pole. That was a bit of a surprise. And then to pip Glenn. Oh, awesome. I don't know if that's my first win here. I don't know, but awesome race. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you what it is it's his first loss in this series. So, and
I knew that. I kind of had those gold stickers on that. You
delivered it. So,
and it's a track that's famous too, and you're famous for taking that win.
You guys are harsh. The man had a good race, came second, and you're saying that's his first loss.
Hey, not my words. I'll happily be the one to take away that.
Well done, Mitchy. And it's plenty of praise, mate. Outstanding drive. You put it on the top. Put it on the top, and just stepped just enough away and just kept going, mate. So right to the end.
Yeah, no, I got real nervous because the pressure started to rise quite quickly in the beginning, but then they kind of plateaued. So I thought I over inflated, and I was like, shit, I'm in for a rough race. And then just managed to just be consistent, hold Glenn up a little bit, and then I'm assuming his tires must have just gone away from him because I was able to gap him comfortably just to come home with the win. So the gamble paid off.
Yeah, nice little restart behind the safety car there. Just covered your line a little bit and just went, bam.
Yeah, nice little start too on the formation there.
The start.
Almost looked like you held it down sort of maybe below the 60 odd K mark there. They were well bunched up.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I'm doing 60. I was like, I got 10 more clicks that I can sort of ease out of this. And then just sort of waited for the line, timed it, and away I went. So I got a good jump.
Yeah, awesome jump, man.
Well, you're second in the championship, Mitchy. So yeah, that's
I'm sort of cautious of that. But I don't think I'm gonna bring back that deficit to Glenn. But you never know. never know.
You never know. That's right.
You never know, mate. Yeah.
Well,
But,
look, next week you're off to Brands Hatch in the McLaren 750S. So, how do you like?
Do you like the
Brand-
McLaren?
How do you like? How do you like the
I like
Brands?
the McLaren, but I don't know if I like Brands Hatch. It's a bit of a
Oh,
it's a bit of
okay.
a tough track, but no, bring it on.
Practice, mate.
Bring
That's
it on.
exactly right. Bring it on.
Well done, mate, tonight. Yeah, look,
I appreciate it.
we'd love to see that little chink in the armour for Gleno tonight, and you were the one.
Oh, don't we all? Don't
And
we
you,
all?
yes, definitely, and you were the one that delivered it. So, yeah, kudos to you, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Look forward to talking to you next week.
Fingers crossed.
Absolutely, Mitch
Thanks,
Campbell.
Awesome, boys. Thank you.
There you go, guys. What a cracker tonight. Who would have thunk it? Hey? It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Or was it?
No, you're right. It was only a matter of time, and I think that qualifying session in race 2 there, leading into that was the camel's back there. I
Yep,
think
yep.
Mitchie did a great job, and it wasn't just like by a 10th or 2. It was by 4/10, and
Yep,
then that's what
yep.
sealed his deal when he managed that nicely under the pressure. So
Yeah, I'm sure
well
that
done.
raised an eyebrow in the Glenn Dewar camp for sure. So, and yeah, and delivered. Like at the end of the day, like so.
And wasn't the racing great across the field too?
Oh, absolutely. Heaps of battles. Yeah, good stuff in both races. Considering the conditions, I mean, God, it's pouring down. So, Farmer?
Yeah, pretty good night there. Great drive by Mitchie, obviously in race 2. After a dominant performance from Gleno in the first race. Yeah, talk of the night, tyres. You know how I feel about tyres. Tyres flyers. I'm over tyres. It's all about the tyres.
So it wasn't about the famous corners.
Famous corners for what? I don't know. Maybe for tyre wear.
Famous corners and tyres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All in all, we had a good night.
You know,
and we had some good racing.
We did have some good racing, and you know what's going to happen next week? We're going to have more good racing because we're going to be at Brands Hatch in the McLaren. And you know what's at Brands Hatch? There's even more famous corners. Okay,
more famous corners at Brands. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do some research for our viewers, and I will find out what these corners are actually famous for. Watch the space.
Get on the Google. Farmer's going to just learn himself up a bit.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
Farmer's call them the corners next week, John.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, boys. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
It's been great. Been great racing tonight. Thanks for everybody that's tuned in. And join us again next week, obviously. Thursday night. Don't miss out. It's going to be Brands Hatch. It's round 5. And we're going to be in a McLaren. Could be raining again.
Thank you to Simblacks.
Oh, yes.
As
And
well.
thank you to
Simblacks.co.nz for all your sim racing apparel. Get in there, click the buttons. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, thanks for supporting us tonight, Simblacks. But yes, join us next week, viewers. Awesome stuff. See you, boys. And we'll see you all again next week.